Welcome to RANsquawk's morning briefing for Wednesday the 2nd of September 2009. Just around 9:30 now in London, so a quick check of where we stand and a review of the overnight press articles. Pretty much continuing from where we finished on Wall Street yesterday, we did see the Dow and S&P 500 close down around the 2% margin, as too did the Nasdaq 100, pretty much dominated by the financials and talk of potentially more failures to come. The financial sector in the S&P 500 was a standout underperformer. In particular, some of the focus has been on an interview that took place with CNBC with the FDIC chair, Sheila Bair. She said that commercial real estate issues will increasingly drive US bank failures. Bair said that commercial real estate loans remain a looming problem for banks' balance sheets, and she expects the area to increasingly be a driver for bank failures during the remainder of this year and next year. Again, pretty downbeat there. That allied as well to Fed Fisher, who spoke overnight, who said that US efforts to save failing financial institutions may have worsened the problem of too big to fail by creating even larger firms. And also the front page of this morning's FT writes that UK insurers, they fear that they may be forced to tap investors for more than £50 billion in fresh equity as a result of proposed new European rules that they warn would lead to a sharp increase in premium rates. So again, at the moment in Europe, the FTSE, CAC and DAX, we are down around 0.8% across the board, with financials again the underperforming sector. Taking a quick recap of some of the other major overnight events coming out of Asia. Japan's new government will not meddle in the Bank of Japan's policy and market operations, a key lawmaker for the Democratic Party has said, and shrugging off some of the speculation it may pressure the central bank to print money to buy government debts. Bank of Japan's Nishimura also said unconventional monetary policy should be temporary and the policy should unwind as markets improve. Elsewhere, coming out of China, the country's economic recovery could be undermined if officials act too hastily in curbing credit growth, as according to a government researcher, and China will need to raise interest rates after the economy gradually recovers, although it's too difficult to predict any timing of a potential increase. That was according to Fang Gung, the central bank advisor. In terms of other news, for anyone who missed it, those total vehicle sales were released yesterday for the US, as a total for August month-to-month was at 14.1 million, which was above the 13.3. Although individually, the likes of Ford did benefit from that cash for clunkers plan in the US, they did fall slightly shy of the analyst expectation. Ford came in with sales up 21% against the expected 33%, with GM and Chrysler both coming in slightly worse and negative for the month of August. Elsewhere in FX news, the Australian Central Bank, they came out and had their GDP reading. They beat expectations. Q on Q was at 0.6% above the 0.2 expected, and year on year also 0.6, double the consensus. Aussie dollar still up around 50 ticks at the moment, and around 9:30 in London, trading at above 83.00. Looking elsewhere in some equity-specific news worth noting for Lloyds Banking Group in the FTSE. They've won backing from investors to raise £10 billion to reduce its dependence on the taxpayer, according to a Guardian article. Still yet to see whether that does get confirmed officially by the firm themselves. The paper saying the bank's won support from important city shareholders who say that they are prepared to back the CEO Eric Daniels if he decides on partial withdrawal from the government's insurance scheme. Elsewhere in the banking theme, Wells Fargo was obviously under quite a lot of speculation yesterday, potentially going under. However, the company did come out just before the closing bell yesterday. Their CEO said the bank will pay back the TARP soon and will not expect to raise any equity to do that process. But their shares did finish lower, broadly in line with the rest of the financials, which did see the likes of Citigroup finish down some 9%. Looking ahead then towards the schedule, at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock, we'll look out for the Q2 preliminary Eurozone GDP number, expected to remain pretty much unchanged at minus 0.1% on the quarter. That'll be alongside PPI numbers. Midday sees NBA mortgage apps, and then ahead of non-farms this Friday, we'll have US jobs numbers, Challenger at 12:30, ADP at 1:15 London time. That will take us through to factory orders at 3 o'clock, all inventory levels from the Department of Energy due usual time 3:30. And then the focus will then be on the FOMC meeting minutes of August. That'll be due at 7 o'clock London, so that'll be 1 in Chicago. Most people will be looking out for the reasoning why the Fed decided to extend the duration of that 300 billion Treasury purchases out until October, and also any indication of potential future exit strategies by the FOMC.